Hi, my name is Kristen Knorr, and I'm going to be leading a workshop for you to take part in today. It's called Heart+Head = Hustle, and it's through Echoing Green's Work on Purpose program. And just to give you a little insight into what Work on Purpose is to mean to you, I want to share with you what work is supposed to mean. And so work is more than just working 9 to 5 or 8 to 6 or midnight to morning. Work is the intersection of how we self-identify. So maybe it's that you're a teacher or an artist or a writer. It's also how you spend your time. For instance, maybe writing a book or working with children. Your work includes your purpose projects, your volunteerism, your board participation, your creative endeavors, and anything else that defines you or takes up a substantial portion of your time. It's what you get paid for and what you don't. Purpose is a stable and generalized intention to accomplish something that at the same time is meaningful to us, but also consequential for the world beyond the self. It's a service of making the world a better place. The goal of this workshop today is to help people identify their purposes and develop the boldness to create careers that align with them. When we talk about heart, we're talking about the things that we're passionate about. Sometimes those are things that may make us angry or make us happy, bring joy to us, or we know that it is something that by doing it, it'll bring joy to others. Head are things that we are skilled at, that we know that we're good at doing. And then our hustle is combining our heart and our head, things that we love to do plus things that we are good at. It creates our hustle. It creates that purpose, what we feel like we need to work for. So you have a worksheet that you should have printed out and have in front of you. It's a Venn diagram. It looks like this. So you should have printed out this worksheet. It's a Venn diagram. It contains your heart, your head, and your hustle. And before we get started filling out that worksheet, I want you to take a minute to think about one thing that you feel you have a heart for. For example, I have a heart for education. I believe that learning is important and that we should always be trying to grow as individuals and learn as much as we can in order to better ourselves and better the world. So again, take a minute to think about what exactly you feel you have a heart for. Okay, now that you have thought about the one thing that you have a heart for, we're going to start to fill out the heart section on the Venn diagram. These are issues, ideas, people, and other things that move you. I'm going to read through a series of questions to help trigger your thoughts. You can directly respond to these questions by writing your answers in the heart section, or you can ignore the questions and free write about what moves you. So, get your pens out and get ready to write in the heart section of the Venn diagram. The first prompt is, what issues or ideas make your heart beat faster? Whether because you are so deeply compelled by them, because you are angered by them, or because you are overjoyed by them. What is the primary topic of the articles you always read, and the movies, books, and TV shows to which you are most attracted? What are some similar qualities in the people you consistently find yourself drawn to? When are you sitting on the edge of your chair? What social or environmental problem do you ache to see solved? When have you seen injustice? Have you ever stood up for anyone? Who? Why? Who would you stand up for, and why? What stories resonate with you? Why? Who are your people? When you imagine the world you want to live in, what 3 words come to mind? What feels like home to you? If you were starting an organization or project, what values would you shape it around? When your inbox is full, what emails do you always open first? What organizations or individuals are they from? What is the topic of these emails? Now that I've read those prompts to you, please feel free to take an additional 3 to 4 minutes to free write about what moves you. Okay, now that you've completed the heart section of your Venn diagram, we're now going to complete the head section of the Venn diagram. These are your skills, abilities, knowledge, connections, and everything else that you personally think you bring to the table. Again, I'm going to read a series of questions to help trigger your thoughts. You can directly respond to these questions, or feel free to free write and ignore the prompts. The first question: what do you know inside and out? What groups or individuals do you know well or have unique access to? What education, traditional or non-traditional, perhaps from a neighbor or uncle, do you have? What have you learned for your jobs? Things you would put on a resume and things that you would not. What are your tangible skills and intangible strengths? What experiences have you had that have given you insights or information that most others do not have? What are these insights? What are the 3 things that your best friends, your family, and your mentor would agree that you are best at? What is your role in groups, whether you are with your friends, your family, or your peers? Are you usually the go-getter, the entertainer, the organizer? Imagine that when you leave this session, you receive 3 emails: personal, professional, and semi-professional, all asking something of you. What are these people asking of you? What do they see you as an expert in? What do you wish they were asking you? I'm going to give you an additional 3 to 4 minutes to free write about your strengths. All right, now that we have written about your heart and your head, we're going to combine both what you're passionate about and what you feel you are strong in, and develop the hustle, what you feel may be a part of your purpose. So that's the middle section here of the Venn diagram. When we talk about hustle, we are referring to the times in your life when you feel like you're in the zone, losing track of time because you're doing the work that you would do for free, even if you're getting paid for it. Look back to your heart and head sections. Pick one idea from each and see if you can find a way to combine them into a hustle. This is the time to get creative and to play with different ideas. We want you to write as many hustles as possible and surprise yourself. Some of the hustles you write down can be things you would never really do. You are not deciding the rest of your life right now. You're just playing. So be creative, be messy, and write on the back of the page if you need to. Get it all down. Now, just like in the other exercises, I'm going to read some prompts, some triggers, but you don't have to directly respond to those. You can free write as usual. Hustles can be topics like the history of social change movements. Your hustle can be a question for you to investigate or to consider. They can be job titles or career paths. They can be roles. Think about boards, volunteer opportunities, paid or unpaid work. They can be artistic projects. They can be organizations or schools, existing or non-existing. They can be complete thoughts or just fragments, shards of an idea. Some things you write down may be natural extensions of the work you do now. They may be activities or ideas that you can incorporate into your work or your life as it is now. Other things may require radical change. You can write fragments, single words, or full paragraphs. So now take a couple minutes to continue writing down some of your hustles. Congratulations, you have now completed the Heart plus Head equals Hustle Venn diagram, but you're not quite finished yet. Refer to the week 3 module in Canvas. You have a discussion to post in response to this activity. And you want to remember to include what you have a heart for, and you want to select one hustle from your Venn diagram and write why it is significant to you. And then include an action statement, one step you plan to take this week towards achieving that hustle. So make sure you complete that discussion post, and thanks for participating.